Boys. How we doing?
Woo! Let's go. How's it going?
Welcome to Ride the Tide Sports Podcast, episode 12, live. We're coming at you from our own, as we have been, and the live stream has been working out. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. We got a lot coming at you in a little span of time today because we are all trying to watch a home run movie. I'm sure you are too. So we will definitely keep it quick, but we're also going to pack as much as we can in because we like to do that. So without further ado, Dylan, how are you?
I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty good, but it could be better. And I think you should more importantly ask Luke, how is he doing?
Can we skip this segment?
It's that bad?
Can we...
It's that bad? You really don't want to talk about it that much?
Come
Bro,
on, man.
You know we have to get it over with. You know we do. We're going to do it.
We're going to do it right now, actually.
We're going to do it right now.
We're
We're going to do it right now, Luke.
Boiling thinking about it. I'm not going to lie.
So, at UFC 264 on Saturday night, the Irishman walked in, and he did not walk out.
Sadly, no, he was carted out.
After almost one round.
I almost hate you for that statement.
Luke?
Yeah, that was that's what he said.
That was good, though.
Hey, look, man. It was an accidental, perfect walk-in, didn't walk out. I said it as, he walked in, and then, my mind was like, and then he broke his – okay, he didn't walk out. Okay, he didn't walk out. So that's what happened. But from a huge Mcgregor fan standpoint, the floor is yours.
It's there's just a lot of mixed feelings because it's like you didn't get a definitive answer with this fight, so it's like you don't know where he's sitting at right now, if he can still hang with the elite. My opinion, he didn't look bad at all in that fight. And he was actually trying to get a little involved with the ground game, which honestly I wasn't too mad at seeing, because at some point you kind of got to get that in your game and at least know how to defend it. But oh my, it's so tough. It's so tough to say because my opinion, I thought he was losing that round 10-8 on the scorecards. I don't necessarily agree with that. I can see how it was with how the control time was with Dustin being on top of the ground, but
yeah, definitely.
I think how I looked at it, I thought it was more of a 10-9. I thought it was a tad bit closer because I felt Connor was doing a decent amount of work on the ground to deal blows.
Yeah, I remember when you and I talked about it when we were watching it live that we personally would have scored that round a 10-9 had it not ended the way that it ended.
Yeah.
However, the question that I have on the bottom of the screen, Luke kind of answered it kind of in his statement there, but I wanna ask Dylan, and then I'm gonna give my statement first. But I want to ask Dylan a question as well as to whether he thinks Mcgregor can still compete with the best of the lightweight division. And in my personal opinion, I think that he can, but I don't think that his next fight should be against one of the best in the lightweight division. I think that his next fight should be against another cowboy type. Not that it's going to be an older guy, but maybe he fights a newer fighter, because it seems like the people that have been here, he knows how to beat, but the newer people coming in, this is where he's struggling. Yeah. So I think that he still has a chance of competing with the best of the lightweight division in, Oliveira and Poirier, who, seemingly has his number right now. But I think he still has the ability to compete in the lightweight division at the top. I just don't think that it should be in the next year.
Yeah. As it stands at the moment with him, my personal opinion, yes, he can still hang like that. It's just it's not going to be a guaranteed every time like it used to. It's not like an easy walk in the park. It's going to actually be more of a grind because these are the top of the chain right now. he's been fighting, and like they've been in there, so they've been studying him, they've been knowing him, and Dustin's fought him 3 times now, but that's going to be ultimately his next fight because Dana, him, and Dustin want it. I mean, McGregor or Dustin want it in the octagon or the street. It doesn't really matter.
Stop talking. No, stop, because I have to give my take, and you're going into what I'm saying, and I want to actually give a take. And everything that I also
feel like
because he knows everything about UFC.
Well,
I also feel like we're gonna get an Oliveira and Poirier fight before we get the next McGregor fight.
No, that's already scheduled.
Yeah,
right. McGregor's next fight, definitely, like, big fight will probably be against Poirier.
Weird,
but
yeah.
Let's hear Dylan's prediction.
You don't have to. They just already said it. I was gonna say that exactly.
Okay,
oh.
But here's where
that doesn't answer the question though. So go ahead and answer the question.
Yes, McGregor.
I don't care if you were gonna say when his next big fight was. That's not the question.
Yes,
so let's go.
Yes, McGregor can still compete with the best of the lightweight division, and yet in his next fight will be against Dustin Poirier. Poirier McGregor 4.
See, here's where it gets weird, and here's where I want. It's very looking like that, but I could also see if a weird situation if Poirier wins the belt over Oliveira.
Fuck no.
Now what do you have? You have Dustin as a champion, and now Conor them wanting the rematch to a champion, where Conor really hasn't done anything in the last 4 years to earn that title shot. So ultimately, the fight to make would be probably Oliveira and McGregor to get that shot back again at the title. I could see that.
Yeah, especially if Poirier ends up dominating like he's been dominating like against McGregor. Like if he ends up beating Oliveira and then he wins another fight after that and defends the belt again and then has to go up against one of those two. I mean, at that point it would make perfect sense to have McGregor and Oliveira go to see who gets to try to take the belt from Poirier. But it is all in a what if for Dustin Poirier.
All bullshit aside, I mean, Dustin Poirier is a dog in there, so I really do think he has the capabilities to put away Oliveira.
I expect you to take Poirier over Oliveira. You took Chandler over Oliveira. Keep sleeping on Oliveira. I'll celebrate.
Yeah, but Chandler's not a ground guy.
I'll celebrate Justified again.
Chandler wasn't a ground guy. I was expecting like a fast, insane, crazy knockout.
I also can tell Luke with you that your respect for Dustin Poirier has went up a good amount.
It's always been there. It's just when you're fighting my guy, I can't. It's tough for me to look good upon you.
Do you have any respect for Oliveira? I haven't heard you give him one compliment on this podcast.
I do. He's a dangerous threat on the ground. Like, it's insane what the type of things he can do. Like there. And his crazy comeback KO just proves that, like, he can stand up too.
Okay, because I just feel like I've never heard you say anything positive about him. You're always just like, yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of the times we've really done this, he's only fought once.
And I'm pretty sure he fought someone that Luke liked more. So.
Yeah.
The only time that we really got to talk about him, he was on the opposite side of.
I was on that big. Let's get those quick KO chain. Let's keep racking up. Let's climb the ladder.
Yeah, exactly. And so that definitely made a big difference.
But I did state before that fight on the feet, it was going to be it was going to be Chandler. But if it went to the ground, it was going to be Oliveira. I was giving him that respect. But lo and behold, Oliveira made a comeback KO after almost getting knocked out, basically on the feet. So gotta respect it. And
then I believe there was another fight or two that we were gonna give a little mention to, and I'll start it off with the Sean O'Malley fight.
Oh yeah.
Now Sean O'Malley landed an insane amount of strikes at an insanely high percentage, but one of the most talked about performances was not by him; it was by the other man's face, who took this many shots. And the fight got canceled, but arguably they could have let that fight canceled. Or not canceled. It got stopped, but arguably they could have let that fight go for the last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And he was He looked like he was still going to be like standing up to me. Like he looked fine.
Okay, in my opinion, that
he wasn't good, but he was going to be standing up.
I understand what Herb was trying to do with the whole fact of trying to protect the fighter because he was just eating those, and O'Malley just started turning up in that instant, so he didn't think it was going to end too well. But at the same time, the entire time, he wasn't showing anything different from eating all the blows. He was just eating them, except for that end of the first round where he got dropped. After that, he recovered tremendously. I don't know how, but he recovered and just kept eating and eating and eating and walking forward and eating and eating. He didn't take like more than one step back. If he did, he didn't take more than two. He kept walking forward. The only time he was pushed back was when O'Malley was hitting him and the damage was pushing him back. Then he just kept marching forward. But like he was still getting the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, he was kind of a nut. It didn't really make a lot of sense.
He was landing, but like, dude, O'Malley was picking him apart. Like, he was literally the definition of a walking punching bag. Is like, it was like practice for O'Malley, damn near. It was actually practice hitting the bag.
And then I believe there was one more that we wanted to mention as
Stephen
well.
Thompson.
Yeah, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson and Gilbert Burns. Well, let's see. This fight, Gilbert Burns won, but he kind of hugged Thompson to death after he realized he couldn't stand on the feet with him. And what did we get after that? A bunch of boos from the crowd because nobody likes that. People respect the ground game, but if you try to do something in Zed ground game, not if you just hug. And then, not even just that, at the final seconds of the fight, go fucking damn near Donkey Kong on the back of his fucking head.
Yeah, that too. That was the hammer fist to the back of the skull.
That's
Like,
like
what are you
8
doing,
to
Mike?
10 illegal blows.
Yeah.
Like, unreal. Then Burns had this to say on Twitter after the fight. Couple of facts. In the last 8 years, only one guy was able to take down Wonderboy take him down 3 times. Only one guy was able to control him over 7 minutes. And only one guy was able to not get damaged a lot. Or, dude, okay, this guy can't, like, type for shit. And only one guy was able to don't get a lot of damage in 17 fights that Wonderboy had in the UFC. Maybe not the most entertaining fight, but a good dub.
I mean, I guess what he's saying is I'll take it.
He'll take it. Still,
it sounds like I'll take it.
Still a little.
Yeah, like with a grain of salt, though, you know.
You little rascal.
Exactly.
Well,
but then talking about something that's happening tonight and switching more into Dylan's gear.
Boom.
Yay.
Boom. Boom.
It's time for the 2021 Home Run Derby tonight. Now,
Yay.
hear me out. I know that we're all riding Ohtani, okay? I know we're all in the same boat there. However, I want to go through a bracket here, and because Ohtani may win the whole thing, and I know that's what we think. However, there's going to be other people that win other rounds.
Right.
So, little bracket here that we're going to create based on our agreements or arguments, which is always fantastic.
Always fantastic.
So, I think that they started it off with the best first round they could have possibly had. So I'll start with what I think is not the greatest matchup, and then I'll end it with the best first round matchup. So I'm going to start with Olsen and Mancini. Who do we think hits the more home runs in round 1?
Trey Mancini. His story.
I am also on Mancini.
Yes, he is the he's the Cinderella story of the Derby.
Cinderella story. Okay, fine. I'll hop on the.
Because he had cancer last year and he was out. He's still a phenomenal baseball player, and he's one of the best to root for.
However, I do not think he makes it out of round 2. But
Agreed.
But moving on, the next matchup is Gallo and Story.
Trevor Story, only because he knows that ballpark better than anyone else in this derby. He plays
I'm also
there
on
for a
Story.
living every day.
Yes.
Yeah, I was also thinking that, and it's specifically because of that reason exactly.
Correct.
But then moving on to Perez and Alonso.
I gotta take Polar Pete, the defending champ. Come on now. The defending champ?
It's 2021, bro.
It is.
The Suns and the Bucks are playing for the NBA championship.
That is true.
It's going
That's
to be
a true
Otani and
statement.
Alonso for round
That's a
2.
very true statement you just said right there, Ty.
The Suns and the Bucks are playing for the NBA championship.
You're not
This
taking
This
Alonso?
guy's not gonna win the home run derby again.
You are taking Pete Alonso out round 1 to Salvador Perez.
But you also got to think about Tampa.
Why not?
Tampa back-to-back's also in play.
Exactly. Tampa back-to-back's in play, Dylan.
They already snatched the back-to-back. There can't be 2.
It's Pete Alonso, Shohei Ohtani, round 2. Everyone's already putting bets on it. We already know that's it. That's already a lock. That's happening. Get on board.
Oh, that's a lock.
Get on board.
Oh, that's a lock. Conor McGregor told BR Betting that he was a lock. Was that a lock?
And he fucking broke his own leg.
I'm going with Perez.
Feel like an idiot.
Luke,
But
you're the deciding factor.
Bracket at all. This is your guy.
Luke's the deciding factor.
Name me the 2.
Perez and Alonso.
You know, I was actually looking at these 2. I was thinking about betting on this.
Alonso won the Derby last year.
I was looking more towards Perez.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
I was all about
sold.
Perez.
Absolute. I don't support this bracket at all.
You know what?
This is your
Okay.
guys' bracket.
Okay, well, I'm throwing money on it right now.
Salvador Perez is making out of the.
And I'm going to laugh in your face when it hits.
I'm going to FaceTime
Ohtani and Soto.
Well, we know who you guys are going to pick. Juan Soto at this point.
Ohtani!
You're out of your minds.
I already told you I had 100 on Ohtani.
You're out of
winning the
your
whole
minds.
thing. Why would I bet against him?
Well, you
or
don't
pick
think
against
Alonso
him here?
can beat Salvador Perez, so at this point, I don't know who.
That doesn't matter. I already have
does
100 on
matter.
Ohtani.
You
So
only have to hit more home runs than him for a round, not the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah. So he only has to beat Alonso for a round.
The people who are hitting the most home runs in round 1 are Alonso and Ohtani.
Oh,
are you gonna join on this bet with me?
did it already happen?
It starts in 54 minutes.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
I forgot. You guys want okay.
Perez
What? I watch just as much baseball as you
don't
do.
know shit about baseball. You just got to do it this year. Same with Luke.
Just
I watch
because
just as so I
And
haven't
you
seen
only
these
watch
guys hit
because-
home
does
runs.
You
does
don't
that
watch
discount
baseball,
our
you bet on
entire
baseball.
childhood growing up watching too?
There's a difference.
Yeah.
between
What about my
watching sports
childhood?
Did we just start like? Are we going through the
Different
ABCs
reasons.
of baseball still?
All they have to do is hit the ball in batting practice over a fence.
We understand how it works.
Anyone can beat anyone. This isn't who's the best at hitting a 98-mile-per-hour fastball over the wall in a clutch situation. Then my bet might be different.
Nobody said that had to do with anything.
No, but it does have to do with this because this is a casual fun event where the guys are just out there to have a good time. So it's very possible that Perez beats Alonso round 1.
How do
And
you know?
it's
Maybe
very, very
Alonso's
messed up that you don't give him a single bit of a chance
No.
in a casual event like this.
No.
See, Alonso's mindset coming in here, he already won, so he's going to be having
Yeah.
an even better time with this.
He just
He's
wants
going to
some
be a
free
little
Gatorade,
tipsy
the
going to
kids,
hit
the
those
fans.
homers. He's going to be seeing a little bit more than one ball when it's flying at him when he tries to hit it. He's going to take
He's
a
gonna be
couple
drinking
shots.
some Fireball and the Gatorade and shit, you know.
He's going to go shot for shot every home run.
So, Ohtani versus Perez.
Yeah. What? Ohtani versus Pete Alonso, and then I got Ohtani round 2.
Okay,
Well, Ohtani
Luke?
versus Perez. Ohtani.
right. Story and Mancini.
Story. No, fuck it. Mancini. Sorry for swearing. Mancini. Yeah. I like that. I feel good about that.
Trevor Story.
Okay.
I like
the
agree- I can
hometown
agree with
guy.
that.
The
That's
hometown
Oh, he's
guy.
a hometown?
Yeah,
You're
that's
betting
the-
against
They're playing in Colorado.
it's the hometown against the Cinderella story, bro. So I'm just gonna be happy whoever wins that one. I'll be honest.
Otani and Trevor Story
Ohtani.
is our final pick.
I don't care who the final is. It's Ohtani.
Otani and Story.
I'll be honest. If it's Ohtani and Story, it will be close. But I'll take Ohtani.
I'm pretty sure you can bet on the just straight up like Ohtani versus Story to be the final. And I'm pretty sure that's like an interesting odd bet. I'm not gonna lie to you, Luke.
It really does. It really does.
I swear the matchups were on here earlier. Who will reach the final? Ohtani and Story plus 700.
Yeah, that's probably what it's looking like.
But that's what I like. I'm gonna put a unit on it.
Do it. While you're doing that, I will talk about what's next, and that would be staying on the man who wins the home run derby. He's got to come back the very next day because he is the starting pitcher for the American League for the All-Star game.
And who is that?
Shohei Ohtani.
Woo!
And Shohei Ohtani, actually, there was a rule in MLB that you cannot bet after you were the starting pitcher in the All-Star game. But Shohei Ohtani went up to MLB, and he begged him, and he said, come on, now let's change this rule. And you know what Rob Manfred said? Everybody already hates me, and they'll hate me even more if I don't do this. So I got to change the rule. So that's pretty much why he changed that rule. And now Ohtani gets to start pitching and then obviously bat, and everyone's really happy about that. I know you're happy about that because if Manfred you would have got a report that came out, Rob Manfred declines. Shohei Ohtani able to bat after pitching, bro. After everything, man. I don't know.
Yeah. They would have went nuts.
It would have been nuts.
The people would have lost their minds.
Absolutely. But anyways, let's shift over to the MLB draft that happened yesterday. Now, MLB draft normally isn't that big of a deal here and there. People don't care about it as much as I would say the other four sports, but there were some big things that did happen. Now, I want to give a shout out to the first overall pick, Henry Davis out of Louisville, who was picked from the Cardinals to Pittsburgh. He's a catcher, and a lot of people were actually really surprised that he was picked because Jack Leader was on the board, who was a great pitcher from Vanderbilt, and then you have Marcelo Mayer, the shortstop out of high school, and neither one were picked. So a lot of people were shocked by this. With the second overall pick, though, Jack Leader did go to Texas. He did say he wanted to go to Boston, so sucks to suck, I guess, for you then, buddy.
Welcome to Boston.
And now you're in Texas.
Welcome to Boston.
But with the third overall pick, the Detroit Tigers selected Jackson Jobe.
How do you feel about that?
So here's my thing. At first, I was very angry when the draft happened. I won't lie. I screamed "F-U-C-K" at the TV, loud and vivid.
We got your angry text.
Marcelo Mayer, who is the number one pretty much ranked player in the draft, who's a shortstop, who we don't have a shortstop right now, we didn't pick, was all that I was talking about. But then once I actually looked into this Jackson Jobe guy from high school, now you have to listen to these numbers and realize they are high school numbers, but at the same time, these numbers are unreal. His record in 2021 out of high school was 9-0. He had 122 strikeouts, and his ERA was 0.13. That's pretty phenomenal. And people are saying he is the best high school pitcher to come into a draft in years, which is really, really good. And then also what helped me out.
I like that.
What helped me out from Marcelo Mayer, from being upset about that, is the Tigers took Ty Madden at 32. He was the number 9th ranked player in the draft. So the Tigers were the only team to get 2 top 10 ranked players, both pitchers, being Ty Madden. So really happy about that. The Tigers in total right now, I believe, have taken 7 right-handed pitchers, just loading up on young pitchers.
Why are they all right-handed?
And at the
Tides are changing in Detroit.
And at the deadline,
Things are getting better.
or possibly at the end of the year at free agency, you have Trevor Story, Carlos Correa, Javier Baez, and there's, I know, one more prime shortstop that's all going to the free agency market. If you could pick up one of those with all the young talent, I do really like that. But at the end of the day, I still want Al Avila fired and in a cannon and shot to the sun because I can't deal with him anymore. But because trades and all that, because here's the thing, Tyler was explaining to me earlier. Once we have the money with the young pitchers that we get, we can use one or two of them, like Matthew Boyd, who is being discussed, for trades. Problem is, as we've seen in the past 5-6 years, Al Avila F's up every single trade, and 9 times out of 10, the better deal is going to the other team than us. So that's why you do at some point need to get him out of there and get somebody in there that can make trades where shit's actually paying off.
Al Avila has stock in all 32 or all however many MLB teams there are, except for ours. So he like finds our talent and then distributes it elsewhere so that other teams can win World Series, and then he gets money.
As soon as his son left the Tigers, every team Alex Avila plays for, he bought stock in, and it's effing us over.
Yeah.
He's playing for every team now.
Have him sit down with Stevie Wild. He'll set him straight. He'll get him teaching what to do, how to make trades.
I'll say one thing really, really, really important. If we don't end up picking a shortstop and you're telling me that you have Willie Castro and Zach Short as your long-term shortstops, that shit is not going to work at all. I'm sorry. I like Zach Short a lot too. But if you watch the Tigers play this year, every other game, our shortstop, no matter who is playing the position, makes an error. It's actually unbelievable if you're looking it up.
Maybe the position's cursed.
Well, we had the best shortstop. Remember when we had Iglesias?
Man, exactly.
Yeah.
He's cursed
smooth
now.
like butter. He was.
We had it. Butter. Now he left. He cursed that position for Detroit.
And he's still great on the Angels.
He put bad juju on it, so anyone else who ever tries to replace him just can't.
Mm-hmm. Gone forever.
But switching over to the NBA. So I know Luke isn't going to be happy about this one, but
bad weekend for Luke.
It was
very
not a
bad weekend for Luke.
As soon as Tampa won the Cup, it was basically saying everything else that you have good going is kind of just going to suck for the rest of the weekend. So, couple things. One, Giannis Antetokounmpo dropped 41 points, 14 rebounds, and once again went crazy. And also is the first player since LeBron in 2016 to have back-to-back 40-plus point performances in the NBA Finals. Makes sense. He's carrying quite a little bit. But lucky for Giannis, he did have some help last night. Drew Holiday, he was hitting his threes. He shot 57% from the field and dropped 21 points. That definitely helped. Middleton put up 18 points. That definitely helped. And what helped most of all was Devin Booker had his worst playoff performance so far the entire playoffs, and he shot 3 for 14 with 10 points, shot 1 for 7 3-point. And I mean, hey, look. He's played the whole playoffs. You're going to have that game. It's bad. It's very bad. I didn't think it was going to be this bad, but
it was so bad.
Where you're not hitting shots. So if anything,
talking about it.
Get that shit out of the game. Come back and drop 35-plus points. Because D-Book, do not frizzle up and get cold on me now. I do not do that. Come on,
Sons,
now. Don't do it to Luke, bro. Do not do it to him.
Sons, I'm getting serious. Put in a bench player, someone who's never played before. Just let him chaw Giannis. Take him out of the game. He's not
Let him get ejected, but take Giannis with him.
This is a hockey play 101. Send a bad player to take out the good player.
Send the goon out. Where's the goon on
the where's the goon? They need
at
to
least
get
okay.
A goon.
Maybe injuring is a bit too far, okay?
Nah.
That's a bit too far.
You need about the rest of the finals, bro.
At least irritate him, get him off his game, send that agitator out there. I feel like basketball needs more agitators.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, PJ Tucker is a pretty good agitator, and he got dunked on his head last night.
Yeah.
So I will say that. Another piece of news for NBA, which it is a rumor, but
you're funny, Brad.
if this goes through, I'm not gonna.
You're funny.
Brad really thinks the Bucks are gonna
Throw
win
on it. Throw on
I
You
it.
like
got
that,
Bucks
Brad.
in 7.
Yeah, throw on it, Brad.
Hot take, Luke. Hit him with the hot take back, huh?
Suns in 5.
Oh.
But anyways, moving on to a rumor. It's not true, but if it happens, damn it, it happened again, and the Warriors did it again. Okay, so the Warriors right now are discussing trade rumors for Damian Lillard. Now, if this goes through and they do it to us again with another KD type thing and they pull Dame, I don't know how I feel because the Warriors haven't been good in a couple of years, but then also it's just going to immediately think back to when they go to the finals. For some reason, I'm just going to be like, well, Golden State's back in the finals. Like, even though they haven't
Yeah, they're going to win me so much money. But they're going to win me so much money. Wait,
yeah.
time out. Think about the money. Think about the money. Think about the money.
Dame? That's true.
If that trade goes through, I'm placing the bet immediately.
Well, who's your point guard? Dame or Steph?
I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Either or.
You put them in at different times.
You don't have
Rest one, start the other.
Or put them both out. One gets.
It doesn't
covered,
matter
the other
because
one's
Clay's
open.
also there. Like, it wouldn't matter.
And Draymond.
Yeah, but
And
it
Kelly
doesn't matter
Oubre.
as much as those three. But
I'm just
like,
saying there's still more people that are.
and Wiggins. But like,
Wiggins, yeah. And
that would be something else, bro. I'm just, what if? But that'd be crazy. I can't believe they might pull that off. But Dylan, this one's for you, man.
So, LeBron James went.
You really don't have to pronounce it like that.
Laker. LeBron wants to retire a Laker, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, that's how she works. Have a good night.
That's the show.
So, LeBron James has announced that he has decided that when his contract is up, he wants to retire a Laker. However long he says that is. So pretty much you have to know LeBron's going to retire a Laker. So when his contract is up, you can either expect him to resign, but do not expect any rumors for him to go to a different team because he doesn't want out of LA. But honestly, after he went here, Kobe passed, won a ring. I can't see why he would have any need to leave. Like, you've kind of made this city in the short time you've been here a really weird home to you. You know what I mean? Just off of the event that happened with Kobe in the ring. So it's not shocking, but it is definitely newsworthy.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
How about this newsworthy?
Yeah, going to NHL. Going to
Edmonton's feeling embarrassed, and they're doing something about it.
Over on defense, so Edmonton and Duncan Keith have now agreed to a trade, and I believe that there was a third-round pick and another player that was sent to help me out, Chicago. And a lot of people on Twitter are saying Chicago won the trade. So a little confused.
Chicago's going long term.
Well, you also got to think Duncan Keith is old.
I was just about to bring that up. I was about to say it has to do everything with me knowing how long Duncan Keith has played.
But those are the guys you cash in on if you're trying to go for a cup.
Facts. Those are the Phil Kessels. Those are the Patrick Marlows. Those are the guys.
You cash in on old dudes to win you the cup because they're already at their potential and you know they can perform.
Correct.
Right.
But like he's also at the very end of that, so it could go normal, it could go downhill, and he could
go
decline.
either or, honestly.
Oh yeah.
So really, Chicago did win because they got a draft pick and a player. They probably got a prospect out of it, and they're gonna get another prospect with the draft pick.
Yeah, they got more of a guarantee, whereas Edmonton kind of has more of a what if.
And Chicago's trying to like go through like a mini regroup or like a rebuild.
Like it's almost like a half rebuild, I'd call it.
It's like what the Wings try to do, but they're actually probably going to succeed.
They're rebuilding, but they're keeping the more like key good players. They're not getting rid of.
So they're not like rebuilding to where they're shit.
To where they're trading away Patty Kane and like all their top.
They're like when the Pistons we're rebuilding, but they wouldn't get rid of Drummond for like 6 years.
Exactly.
That's how I look at it. But I know there's more.
Wait, I got a question. Wait, hold up. I got a question for this. If you're Chicago, do you think about trading Taves?
Hell no. That's your captain.
Yeah, but
I'd think about it.
I'd
Really?
think about it.
I would be. I'd have been thinking about it for the last year or two.
He's getting
Wow.
old. He's not performing like he used to.
That is
You
kind
got to
of
get
true.
the value out while you still can, especially if you're trying to do what you're trying to do right now.
Super duper, ooper, trooper, grouper, hot take here. Feel free to disagree or poop on me if you feel like that's what you need to do.
Hit me with it.
But I think the Wings held on to Henrik Zetterberg for too long.
Agreed.
Oh, we held on to every single one of our players for too long.
When it comes to like the fact that when you were like, if you're to Chicago, do you think of getting rid of Taves? And Dylan's like, no, like it's the captain.
Yeah, he has that.
Like,
I
well,
agree now that you
he
say
was the
that.
captain
Yeah.
too, but I
That's a good
think
point.
maybe
That's a very good point.
it's more of a
Because
Chara situation where like you could have gotten rid of him with like a year left on his contract, and we would have been better for it.
I completely.
Especially when they had other veteran guys they were going to give it to
Chara and Zetterberg
afterwards.
Point, I completely forgot about that, and I now agree. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like the Wings, like our owners literally just made it a big family type team. So it's like if you stuck here, you're getting treated
You're here
probably
forever.
friendly, and like you're getting paid well and getting a big long contract if you were liked. It didn't matter
Oh,
how
yeah.
good you were. If you were liked, you're getting a big long contract and you're staying here.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
That was the issue with that.
Oh, Otani's taking BP right now.
Terrible
just so you know.
mistake.
Everyone's.
And we also have a special shout out because we don't usually talk about soccer. However,
Do not.
Italy defeated England in penalties in one of the most interesting soccer matches I've ever watched. This is the first time I've ever fully watched a whole soccer match, and it happened to be like one of the longest ones ever. So that's awesome. But shout out to Italy for winning. I don't really watch soccer that much, but I mean, I have to bring it up.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I can't say another thing because I feel like if I start saying one thing about soccer, then every piece of soccer news that I now see, I'll have to start talking about. So I can't. I really can't. But I will
Only
say,
watching the final minutes
shout
of the games.
out out to Italy because they did win. They did win the EuroLeague or that thing.
Wait, can we give another shout out to Argentina and Messi?
Yes. Also, another shout out to Argentina and Messi
Shout out to-
for
I'm pretty
their
sure that
victory
was-
as well.
Wasn't that Messi's last year too? Or
Yes.
his last shot?
Yeah,
I think so.
That's
Yeah.
unreal. They like
Mhm.
everyone as a kid dreams of that. Of
Oh,
having
yeah.
a career like that. Yeah. I mean,
I was about to say, Luke, do you want to get into free agents?
we can get into the unrestricted free agents. All right. So I'll just go down the list. We'll talk about it for a quick little jiffy, and then we'll move on.
That's how we're
Sounds
ending the
good.
pod, so yeah.
So first we got Nick Bonino from the Minnesota Wild going on.
Don't know him.
I see him going somewhere.
Wait, is he Benito?
I mean, his name is Bonino.
I know exactly who he is. He's a G.
I can see him going somewhere, but I wouldn't be surprised if he got re-signed as well. So, but
Yeah,
I see him going somewhere more than I see him staying in Minnesota.
yeah, I could see that.
I
It's tough to
wouldn't
say. I don't
mind
know,
seeing him in Carolina.
Because I think the Wild would want to re-sign him back.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But you don't know if he likes it there.
The
so.
Wild are so weird, man. I never.
They're
like,
good, but they're not.
They're always good, but they're not.
Thank you. That's exactly how I describe it.
All right, who's next?
We got Blake Coleman on Tampa Bay. It's
18 mil over the cap.
Kraken.
legally over the cap.
He's going to the Kraken.
I could see it. Here's what I think. I think the Lightning try to re-sign him for the potential of using him as bait for the Kraken to take him, so they don't snipe somebody else good, or to
Smart.
I mean, he's not a bad replacement for anyone at the moment, like in the
No.
lineup. So like, keep him, replace him with the person who gets yoinked from the Kraken. That's my take on that.
Okay.
Then we got Philip Denault from the Montreal Canadiens.
I think he stays.
I agree.
You see,
Just because they just went to the Cup.
Yeah, they'll keep him.
yeah. See, it's like, where do they go from there with their young team? They made it to the. Do they keep him?
Just gotta. I say that they're probably gonna stick with it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
They probably try to work on more defense too, a little bit. Well, that entire division needs.
They could, yeah.
I'll take that back. Nick Foligno for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I actually think he'll.
Man.
I don't think he'll stay in Toronto. I'll be honest.
No, me either. Only because he's a big bounce around guy. He's been bouncing around the league for a while. I'd be shocked if he stayed.
He shows
for
great leadership, but he's a straight suitcase.
I want to say, was it since he got bounced from Nashville, he started like bouncing around the league?
I think so.
So
he went on the playoff run with Nashville, and then he's been hopping for like
I thought
2 or 3 years
that's
now.
what I thought.
Personal opinion, I thought he found his home in Columbus.
So did I.
Me too.
And it was like it made sense in Columbus.
Right? Yeah. Is that the first trade from Nashville to Columbus?
I could not.
Because I want to say it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but then Columbus ended up imploding on itself. So
yeah, that was.
Yeah.
So that's a whole different story.
But Columbus is going through right now, so Columbus going through right now.
All right, moving on. We got an old geezer, Ryan Getzlaf from the Anaheim Ducks.
He's still in the league.
He's moving, man.
He's
going for a ring. He's going for a ring.
Dude, I don't see him staying with Anaheim.
Bro, send him to like the Capitals.
Especially how young Anaheim is right now and how they're trying to build their
to the Leafs.
I can see it now, bro. I can already see it.
Getzlaf to the Maple Leafs, and
I can already see.
And then you're gonna see all the accounts on Twitter. The Maple Leafs are loaded. Like when they got Joe Thornton.
The Maple Leafs
like game over.
Oh, we're loaded
after round one.
Listen, we got Duncan Keith. Now we got this. We're loaded, boys.
5-time All-Star today, even though it was 4 years ago. They won't give a fuck, bro.
Now,
well, they don't ask how; they ask how many. Duh.
That's true. But now let's move on to a big name that shined this year. Taylor Hall from the Boston Bruins.
He's staying.
He's gonna stay.
That's gonna be long.
He's gonna stay, and Boston's gonna piss me off next year again.
Yeah, I think Boston's gonna
piss me the fuck off next year. I swear.
They got a good mix.
So
they got a good mixture of young guys, and I love it.
Yeah, that too.
Then we got Mike Hoffman of the St. Louis Blues.
Everybody knows.
I'll
be honest, because of what's happening with St. Louis and the Blues right now, I can't see him staying. With what's going out, Pietrangelo, and everyone, I can't see him staying.
Yeah, no, I can see him shipping. And we got another player from the Boston Bruins, David Krejci.
See, I don't think he'll stay.
I think they get younger guys in for him.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, Boston seems to continuously stick with this group because they want this group to win a ship.
I don't see Krejci staying, I'll be honest.
But at some point,
you
gotta
they seem to believe
something's not working, so you got to try and unplug and replug in other different positions at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That'll be interesting over there.
We got a big name here. Another one. Gabriel Landeskog from the Colorado Avalanche.
Staying. No way they're getting rid of him.
I think they're going to try and make him stay, but they have a lot of talent on that team that's going to cost a lot of money.
I don't think.
Hey, I don't know if y'all remember or not, but our boy Nathan over there is not very happy.
I know, that's the thing. He can't if Landeskog leaves.
And if Landeskog leaves, Nathan's gonna dip. And the Avalanche are gonna plummet. It's going to be an avalanche.
I think the
Yeah.
Avalanche will pull enough strings and offers and shit to where they will try to make sure that he stays so that they can keep McKinnon as well. That's
See,
how
Yeah,
I think they'll give
because
him a
I think
good
if they
enough
lose
offer.
him, they lose them both.
They will
See,
give him that
if-
offer where every player is like, I need just that sweet deal offer that I need. They will give it to him quickly.
See, I know they're a little frustrated right now, but at the same time, we got to look at they have a really good group of guys that can do
Very
some
good roster.
damage even in the future.
They have a really
Oh,
good
yeah.
roster.
I feel like
They have a shit ton of talent in Colorado.
beggars can't be choosers.
So yeah,
So watch them. They might get landed on a really donkey team that's bad for a while. Come to the Wings. Come on. We could use the support.
We really could.
who's next, Luke?
Probably the biggest name on it, but what we kind of already know is going to happen. Alex Ovechkin.
OV, yeah, he wants to retire as a
Yes, that's known.
Capital.
He wants to retire at Capital.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh.
and I don't see if they're keeping Char on that. I don't see why they're not. They're gonna like send away Ovi and get like.
he wants to retire a Capital.
I had to put it on there just because. But does that wrap up the list?
We got a few more guys, but we can just talk about the bottom of the list, which is the last. Or we got Corey Perry and then Joe Thornton, the last two big names. Well, we got one more, but
Joe Thornton.
Oh, okay. Remind me again. I know, I just can't remember. He's on Toronto.
Yeah, big old beard.
Okay, that's what I thought. He'll stay. He'll stay because so that Toronto can keep the repertoire of having the best team on paper in the league.
I think he's staying because they're trying to get defense. So like he might be that vet that they look to lead the team.
Or maybe he'll
Yeah.
be a
Because they're
trade
trying
piece
to
for
fill out
defense,
more.
bro.
That makes sense.
You're not getting anything for Joe.
Well, think about that. Maybe he will.
All you have is his presence on the
That's
ice.
true. You're not getting a top tier defenseman for Joe Thornton.
No.
You're not.
Nah, you're just getting the presence.
Yeah,
The
he's
Alpha
weird.
Joe presence
You
is
just
what
get
you're
Joe,
getting.
man. And all that comes with him.
And you better soak it in.
Yeah. But I'll actually say if the young group of guys over at Montreal is staying how they're staying, I think Corey Perry will actually stay. Especially since I saw how he played in the
Corey
playoffs.
Perry from Montreal too?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He loves that place.
Yeah, I
You
think
can
he's
Do you
tell
think
he's gonna try and
that
stay home.
do you think that Corey Perry would recruit Ryan Getzlaf?
You see, yes, I would.
Yes, I do.
I really would.
Because I can see that happening.
I
and him
can
going
see
to
that.
And
Montreal.
Getzlaf is
I
a
could.
good veteran for those young guys.
Exactly, because Montreal, as they've proved just now, they have a really good group of young players. So
Get two great.
throw
vets
some
to
veteran
coach
leadership
them,
in
basically.
there.
That's what I'm. Yeah, that would be really
Okay.
helpful for them. Especially if you already have Carey Perry's leadership.
Carey Perry's leadership.
My bad.
Yeah, don't forget about Carey Price.
That's exactly.
Don't forget about Carey Perry, Dylan. Carey Perry's
leadership.
Perry.
But on the goaltender side, if you got Getzlaf and Perry on the offensive side, I think that actually helps a lot.
Okay, this is a last name because I saw it and it's honestly kind of needs to be talked about. What about Kyle Palmieri for the Islanders?
I think
They got quite the group.
I think he'll stay, but I wouldn't be surprised if he got shipped. Because
I think they need him to stay, but I could see him going.
that's exactly how I feel, bro.
They
I feel
need him
exactly
to.
how you just said that statement.
But at the same time, actually, I don't know because they had an unreal run. Like it wasn't like any at all bad times. I don't see why there'd be bad turmoil for him to want to leave that group. To be honest,
I would be more. That's why I said
Unless it's
I'd assume he
money-wise.
would stay, but I wouldn't be like, holy shit, Palmieri got traded.
okay.
Oh,
I'll
he got traded.
I'll say this. I will only see him not staying if it involves money.
Yeah. It would be a money
Anything-
issue.
Yes.
Okay.
Anything
Okay.
else?
If there's an issue,
I
it's a money
understand that.
issue, but that's it.
And
That makes sense to me too. I think I'm agreeing with that.
That can wrap it up.
Well, in that case, that's all we got for today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to retweet and share the show with your friends and family, anybody that watches. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you guys. Make sure to watch the Home Run Derby tonight and that Ohtani Trevor Story final. We're going to hope that hits. $50 bet wins you $400, I believe.
Pete Alonso's taking down Salvador Perez.
So, yeah. Also, we're going to see if Dylan and I are going to fight, fist fight, or kickbox. We're not sure yet, but clearly this is going to be a fight. So make sure you guys follow Vegas Sports Advantage on Twitter as well. You can follow them for their picks also, but that is going to cost you a little bit of money. But you can find that in our bio and in the description below. Other than that, we'll talk to you guys next week. This week on Friday. And
it's just me and Luke next Friday. We'll see you then.
Oh, yes. Also,
got me and Luke.
Okay, so hear me out. Okay. You guys are more than welcome to send me an email, and I may or may not join it at some point. And Luke can decide if the scene that I'm showing in the bottom looks fitting enough to put on the podcast, because I'm going to be at Faster Horses, and I don't know if I'll be in the right state of mind to come on here. Maybe for a quick 30, 40 seconds so I can tell you guys I'm still alive.
I'd rather
we might need that.
And then just comment shit as we're going live, me and Luke, as you're a viewer.
Yeah. If I'm not stupid drunk at the concert by then yes, I got you. But other than that, I'll be at Faster Horses next week. Next weekend. So Friday's podcast will just be these two goofballs.
Oh yeah.
Just be ready to tune in so you can watch me laugh in Dylan's face when Perez beats Alonso.
Tyler won't be here to break up me and Luke's argument, so this should be interesting.
It'll be hell. But thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at RideTheTide586, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
Peace.